Today is March 15th, I believe. (2024). It's about 11 minutes past 8 o'clock in the morning. And this is the Morning Muse. So I'm playing around with some new things this morning. Experimenting. And the first gesture, the first move, the first expression ought be an expression of appreciation. Suffice it to say, I feel exhilarated by the sense of appreciation in relation to all of the things that I get to play with. It's super fun. And I also, as always, feel enormously appreciative of your careful attention. I was remarking to someone, I think earlier this week, about how I don't think that there's anything more valuable I don't think there's anything more valuable in the world, I'll say, than the attention of another human being. Human being, human becoming. I've said before that humans, whatever humans are, they appear to me to be profound transformers of the fabric of reality. So the human body, so I'm, as a human, maybe not limited to a body, but I'm fairly comfortable saying that I'm at least a body. And when I encounter other bodies, that seems incontrovertible. Like the body, the presence of the body, human is at least a body. So, okay. What does that mean? Well, simple observation demonstrates that each and every body consumes and transforms reality. That to me seems profound. There's two texts here that I've been playing with, reading, discussing with other fellows. And this is one of them. The Poetic Edda, Stories of the Norse Gods and Heroes, translated and edited with introduction by Jackson Crawford. So I like the name. Never met the fellow, I don't think. But there's just something about that name. Anyway, I've been going through this with a dear small group of fellow travelers, I'll characterize them as. And typically, there's a small gathering on Thursday evenings in which we speak with one another about what we're discovering in the texts that we're discovering. And that one, so yesterday evening, we were discussing the apparent paradox, which, by the way, when I say that word, Brett Weinstein and Heather Haying, in this text right here, which is another one that I've gone through with another group of fellow travelers. But they talk about, a couple practicing scientists, a couple biologists, and they talk about paradox as I think they say X on the treasure map. It's the spot on the map. It's like when you notice a paradox, that's where the good stuff is. That's where the scientific mind goes. So both seem true, but they also seem somehow unreconciled. So there we go. So reconciliation, how do you reconcile? And I'm trying to reconcile a self-imposed temporal constraint here of about 10 minutes in these things to try to make some kind of progress. But the progress has to do with wandering around and not exactly knowing where it is that I am or where I'm going. That's the adventurer. That's the explorer. Some dim sense, some intuitive sense of where am I going, what am I doing? So the paradox apparent in that text was there's this poetic play of morality, right and wrong. It's like you act this way or else. And then at the same time, this sense of destiny that you're simply subject to the actors, the characters, the Norse gods and heroes. They're simply subject to destiny. They don't get a say in it. And the reconciliation of those two features of reality give rise to this poetry. So how does one reconcile those things? And there's a part of me that says, well, I know how to reconcile them. I reconcile them in my body. Embodied action. Well, okay, so what is that? It's engaged in a spirit of play. Play with the body. Like the body is an instrument. And when I start to play with that metaphor, it's like, okay, who's playing the instrument? What is playing the instrument? And the answer to that is the rest of reality is playing the instrument. And I experienced that in love. I feel love. I love to play. So today, not going to get to this other one other than to say the other text is Human Action here by Ludwig von Mises. I hope I'm saying that correctly. That came up in a dialogue with another dear fellow here yesterday, I think. Anyway, I'll let that one alone, and then I want to share a little bit here of joy. So I'm probably going to exceed the self-imposed temporal constraint of 10 minutes. I'm going to. And go describe um, the more elaborated vision of the field of play that I'm playing in today. So here we go. So today we're in the closing sequences of Mirth Mission 6. And what we have here are, well, toys to play with. So I think the instrument today is the GS, and that character right there, I expect to I expect to convey me into the the field of mirth, I'll say. And I think that that's probably the right place to conclude for this 13 plus minute segment. Thank you very much for your careful attention.